So today we're gonna talk graph. We're gonna talk about Michelle and Woody. And I'm gonna tell you a little story. It's a beautiful day out today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So today we're gonna go and we're just gonna record graphs today. I just want to record graffiti, any tagging, any pieces that I see, anything else that I see that's structurally dope. I'm gonna present it. Let's get it. It's a beautiful day. Let's do it. Today we got on the Pro Keds basic white t-shirt. We got black Levi jeans. I got a new belt. It's just a kind of like a rope thing, but it helps you not cut off your circulation at your waist. We got Lick t-shirt, tools of the trade. We got the Nike sling bag, and we out here. So it seems like Rainy Park has did some refurbishing, and it looks pretty nice. Seems like they have a adult park. They built a little basketball court. It looks tranquil. This park was closed off for about a year, so I'm sharing it just for those that live in the neighborhood, or those that did live in the neighborhood can see that it has changed immensely. And I like this, that they have this here, because now I got a place to come work out. Well, another place to go work out. Oh, they put benches over there. Okay, Rainy Park stepped up his game. People used to be out here barbecuing, but I don't think they're gonna allow them to barbecue out here like that no more. Let me see, because it looks like they got some grills here. Oh, they put grills here. Okay. Is that doodle? Okay. So they put some grills here. That's pretty dope. Some benches. We see some graph, like I said. Anywhere we see graph, we gotta record it. That's our theme for today, graph. I think we're gonna take a moment and just kind of sit right here on that bench and enjoy the scenery. Yeah. Look at that little bird right there. He's out here just flourishing. So we're gonna stand right here, not stand, but we're gonna sit right here for 20 minutes and just kind of absorb nature and the tranquil space that we're in. What's going on? I know I told you guys I was gonna give you a story time about Michelle and the complexities of her and Woody's relationship. I'm not gonna make this a long video. I'm just gonna try to get to the point. So, me and Michelle met in elementary school, right? When I got to, it was the end of 4th grade going into 5th. So I got there right when school was ending for my 4th grade, but I graduated because I had good grades from the last school I went. So they put me in the 5th grade. So when I got there, it must have been like now, right after Easter. I guess I'm the talk of the town, right? You know how it is when you got to the school and everybody was talking about the new kid. So I got to know some people, but I didn't get to know enough people to make friends for that summer to hang out. So I had to keep it whatever, right? We were doing stuff as a family, great adventures, yada, 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 action park. So the next year I get in there for 5th grade. I knew Michelle when I got in there at the end of the year, but now she's in my class, right? You know, you do things in school like, you know, pull girls' hair, you play catch and kiss, you're chasing each other in the hallway, right? Everybody's writing little love letters or whatnot. So that's neither here or there. So we get into junior high school, past all that, and I still know Michelle. I know her from the block. I'm actually going out with a girl that lives across the street from her building in Williamsburg. And her name is Michelle, ironically. So one day I'm in school and I used to be a hall monitor because I had good grades and I was allowed to get to class a little bit late because of the fact that, you know, I had good grades. So I used to have to make sure that everybody in the school got to their class. So I was allowed to get to my class 5, 10 minutes late, sometimes 15 minutes, and not get any repercussions for it. On this one particular day, I'm walking the hallway and I hear woo, woo, like crying. So I go to see, and it's Michelle crying in one of the, what we will call an abandoned staircase, but it was just a staircase that nobody used that led up to the roof of the school. She's there crying, and I'm asking her, like, why are you crying? And she says, David hit me. And David was this dude that was around the block. I don't know where he's at now, but at that time he was a terror. He used to hang around with these two twins, Joey, and I can't remember the other kid's name right now because it's just fleeting from my mind, and I can't even go into the Rolodex to come up with the name. But the twins, they used to call them. So David used to hang out with these two kids they would call the twins, and the twins would have their beef, and he would back them up. He would have beef, and the twins would back him up. So Michelle's crying in the staircase, and I'm telling her her worth. I'm like, yo, you shouldn't let men hit you. Now, I come from an era where I've seen women get hit. I've seen my father hit my stepmother when he used to tell me not to hit her. My father used to tell me not to hit women, but then yet I saw him hit a woman. So how am I supposed to take that? So I'm telling her, you shouldn't let men hit you. It's men that hit you are not worth being with because they're not going to respect you in the long run. I knew this at a young age. I'm in junior high school. All right. So now we're going to fast forward. I go home. I hang out. I'm chilling with Woody. One thing leads to another. Now, mind you, Woody knows of her. Woody's going out with a girl that lives in her projects. And Woody's going out with a girl named Tisha. Now, Tisha knows Michelle because they grew up in the projects. My ex, Michelle knows Michelle because they grew up across the street. So everybody knows Michelle, and they know how she maneuvers. So the next day comes, it's bright and early like it is today, and I choose to go pick up Woody, but Woody's being very lazy. He's dragging it. And he's like, oh, I'm not going to school because I got to stay here with my niece, right? Because at that time he was watching, I don't want to say he was watching it, but his mother was taking care of his niece, Lindsay. So he tells me some shit like, oh, I'm not going to go to school because I got to stay here with Lindsay. Okay, not a problem. So we hung out. I hung out with him just as long as it was right before the doors opened for us to get into the school. And as I'm waiting outside, I'm walking over to the school. I got a little clip of a joint. Mind you, this is around the time where I'm just starting to smoke, right? So second year junior high school, I'm just starting to smoke trees and maneuver around school and marijuana, right? And I'm not trying to be lazy, but you know, I like the way it makes me feel. So I go behind the back of the school, and as I go to the playground just to kind of check in with people. And what I mean check in is that I went to go say what's up to a lot of the people we knew, right? Because Woody started a crew called Chud. Crazy Human Underground Destroyers. And a lot of those dudes, you know, they hung out in the park, and you would just link up, give them five, give them a pound, let them know what was going on. With that being said, as I'm there, I feel like that the air in the playground gets sucked out. Like they know something about something, because everybody was giving me the pound, and it felt weird. It felt light. It felt like that like yo, my man, today's your last day type shit. Like, you know when you go on the block and your boys are looking at you wild because they know the cops are looking at you for you, but they don't want to tell you because they want you to go to jail, right? Okay, so I'm on it, whatever. So I see David beelining straight to me with this other dude with a pit bull and a shotgun. Now you don't see the shotgun because he got the shotgun like here and like going down his leg, right? Like you gotta kind of unbutton your pants to kind of take it out. So I see him making a beeline to me. He tells me, yo, let me ask you a question. You try to base it to my girl? And I was like, nobody was trying to base it to your girl, Dave. Nobody was trying to base it to your girl, but maybe you shouldn't be hitting her. So I guess he didn't like the fact that I spoke back to him because I guess he thought I was type pussy. Let me explain to you something, people. Ain't nobody pussy here. I'm caution. I take caution to the wind, right? I understand the animals that I'm dealing with. I understand that there are people out here that will do it, right? Like they got it in them. And this kid was always trying to make a rep. So I was trying to stand for what I believe in. So he's asking me that you kick it to my girl, and I'm telling him, no, I didn't kick it to your girl, but you shouldn't hit her. First thing he does is that he steps to me, he says, yo, don't be talking to my girl. The dude that's holding the pit bull, the dog is mad close to me. I'm worried about the pit bull more than the shotgun. So I don't see the shotgun. David takes it out. I'm a little pinoid. And he goes, yo, don't talk to my girl. And then he hits me with the butt of the shotgun to my temple. I take it. I take a knee. I persist to look at him with, of course, pain and agony and annoyance about why would you hit me with a shotgun? You could have just punched me in the face. You could have scrapped it out. We could have seen who had better hands, whatever. But with all that artillery, and when I mean artillery, a guy, a pit bull, a shotgun, and himself, you must have been really scared to throw hands with me. But this was the era. People didn't want to get dirty no more. So let me get back to the story. So he hits me, and I'm leaking. I'm leaking in my junior high school. My allergies are killing me, so excuse me. So I'm leaking, and I I I go to Woody's house. Woody's 4 blocks away. So when I knock on his door, first thing he says is, "What the fuck? Like, what happened?" And I'm like, "David hit me in the face." He was like, "Why?" I said, "Because of Michelle." He was like, "Damn, bro, I told you, like, stay away from her." He tells me this, "Yo, I told you to stay away from her." And I was just like, I wasn't kicking it to her. "Michelle, I know longer than you. And if I see a female crying, given the fact that I've been around battered women, I'm going to give her a shoulder to cry on." All right. Woody patches me up to the best of his ability with whatever he got in the crib. So I'm leaking. He puts gauze. I clean out the cut. I got gauze there, right? We're trying to stop the bleeding. We stop the bleeding. This area of the eye, as long as you put pressure on it in Vaseline, it will stop bleeding. It will create a little scab there, but it will stop bleeding. He gives me a piece of steak. I put it on my eye. Of course, we're sitting in his house. We weren't, we were weed smokers, but we weren't at that age back to back. We like, right? So we lit up a joint, and I got tired, and he kept trying to keep me up because he was like, "Yo, you got hit in your head. You can't fall asleep." Unfortunately, I fell asleep. I fell asleep for like 4 hours. I woke up, but I guess just the exertion, the getting hit in the head, kind of took me out. So I thank him for that. That was a big thing from him to do that for me. So let's skip forward to that evening. So that evening, I had to leave his house and go back home because, when you leave the crib, you got to go back home. So my mother sees my eye, Jack, and she wants to know everything that's going on. What happened? How'd you get that cut? Who hit you in the face? Yada, yada, yada. So I don't really give her too much information, but I tell her I had a fight. It was because of a girl. Don't worry about it. I'm going to deal with it. I don't tell her it was a shotgun. I just tell her that he hit me in the face. So I'm in the crib, and I'm just really avoiding everybody. And Woody tells me, "Come outside." My girlfriend at the time, Michelle's like, "Come outside. I want to ask you what happened." And I'm like, "Michelle." And she's like, "Did you try to base it to her?" I was like, "No." She was like, "David's saying that you tried to kick it to her." Because Michelle knew David too. So Michelle approached David about him hitting me with the shotgun. David tells her, "Oh, it's because he talked to my girl." Michelle comes over to the crib, and she's asking me, "Oh, what happened? Yada, yada, yada." Like, David hit you, like, with the shotgun. Like, what happened? Yada, yada, yada. David hit you with the shotgun. So did you kick it to her? And I said, "No." So she looked at me in my face. She goes, "You're telling me the truth?" And I said, "I'm telling you the truth. I was looking out for her as a friend." So she takes it because she sees my eyes that I'm telling the truth. And she goes, "Yo, so no problem." So I stay home, and she went and confronted everybody. She confronted David. She confronted Michelle. Woody knew about it. Woody didn't go with her, but her sister Chica did. And she told him, "Yo, he didn't kick it to her. Your fucking girl's a whore." Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know how it goes when a woman's trying to defend her man and whatnot. So she, I'm trying to. There you go. So So she goes and she approaches them and just confronts both of them. But in front of the block, she confronts everybody. And you know, the funny thing about that is that I felt like my girl, right, came to my rescue. But I didn't want to go back on the block. I didn't go back on the block where Michelle lived at, both Michelle's, and where David hung around at for like a week. And Michelle comes to me and she goes, yo, you don't have to be scared. And it wasn't about fear. It was just that I didn't want to deal with the annoyancy of the fact that people asking me what happened and just seeing the cut. I was kind of trying to heal up. But it's a week later and she's like, yo, come back. My mother's cooking, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I go over, one thing leads to another. We're gonna fast forward many years later. I'm dating a young lady from New Jersey and we're in the beginning process and I'm in love, right? And then Woody's telling me about his thing, but he doesn't want to tell me who he's dating, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, who are you dating somebody? Like, what are you talking about? You're already with Angie. He was dating a girl named Angie that lived on the south side of Williamsburg. And Angie was a good girl, right? He got what he got. He got himself a good woman that would have held him down. But what Woody was doing was Michelle moved next door to his mother's house. And at this particular time, Woody was still living with his mother, right? And I want to say we're in our 20s. So Woody's kind of still living with his mother. And Michelle moved next door, in the building next door to his mother's house. And they just started fucking around. So the girl that you told me to stay away from, and the girl you told me there was a problem and she was a headache, you end up fucking around with her. So he would go to her house right after he saw Angie and have these tresques, these moments of freakiness that he wasn't able to do with Angie because Angie wasn't of that mind and body, right? She wasn't doing wild shit like that. I mean, she was his girlfriend. They were having sex. They were, you know. But Michelle was a little bit, I want to say, advanced. And being advanced, I guess Woody got turned on or turned up. They started doing drugs together. We were already experimenting, but they got into the harder stuff. And he told me, he was like, yeah, we do this, we do that, we do this. And I was like, yo, bro, like that's, in a relationship, you guys are supposed to grow to be better, not take shit to make things better, like, right, to enhance shit. And he was talking to me about tantric sex and, yo, you don't know what it is to be high on cocaine and be, you know, and have sex and shit like that. And I was just like, I do. It's whack. That's not what you do in a relationship. That's some shit you do with a jump off. A girl you're never gonna see. You have a wild night and you keep it moving. You don't bring that shit home, right? Fast forward, they end up having 2 twin boys together, right? I got my son, they have 2 twin boys. He lucks out and has 2 twin boys. God bless him. Sayu and Shelby, right? So now he's in it. He's in the thick. There's no running away from this. He can't, he has to take responsibility. And when he told me that he got her pregnant, I was like, my man, the fuck are you doing? Like, why did you lock in with her like that? Like, I thought you guys were just like fucking. Like, it was just that. It ended up being more. So I want to say that in the beginning when they were talking, that there was some love there. I want to say more. It was more like necessity, lust kind of thing. But then when they moved to Cooper Projects, right? Cruz is already like 3 years old. The boys are like 2 or 3. I think they're off about a year or two. I can't really tell you what exactly it is, but off about a year or two. And I used to come visit him, but I used to come visit him because it was easier for me to get from Jersey to him instead of him coming all the way to Jersey to me. But he made the troop sometimes. And I wanted him to come see what I had going on so he can see what kind of normalcy was. Right? Like there was structure. Right? Like you could come over and hang out. We could play video games. My shorty's gonna cook. We could smoke in the crib and stuff like that. But that's it. I gotta get up for work the next day. You gotta get up for work the next day. But it seemed like he was going through this aggravation, and I was just trying to kind of guide him to see what normalcy was. That what he had going on wasn't normal, and he didn't have to accept that because from what he was telling me, there was a point while they were in Cooper Projects where she cheated on him twice, and that's from what I know. I don't. But he's gonna tell me 2 times. It could have been 4, but you know, to save skin. So, with that being said, they break up. As soon as they break up, Woody's going through it. He's not broken up from Michelle no more than, I want to say, a year. And I guess my cousin Stephanie thought he was cute, or she wanted to taste it. I don't know. So I tell her some shit, and she goes, "Oh well, tell Woody what's up." So I told Woody, "What's up?" And they're together for 18 years. And if you know me, and you know Woody, if you know me, you know who Woody is, and you know Woody passed away 2 years ago. Passed away from a heart attack. He put my cousin through some mental stuff. You know, cocaine is a hell of a drug, but he put her through some shit. And I felt kind of responsible connecting that. He was a beautiful soul. He was artistic. This man knew how to draw, graph. I loved him. But I really, really, really felt bad when he passed away. He broke my cousin's heart because I wanted him to stick around.
Joes can get up anywhere.
I wanted us to get old together, walk around with canes and shit. But he's gone, and I can say that without crying because I've dealt with death, and it's taken me 2 years to kind of deal with it. And I say that to bring up the fact that Michelle passed away yesterday from cancer. And Woody used to say some nasty shit about him when they were going through their court cases for child support and just, rights to see the kids and whatnot. He used to say some nasty shit about her. And I used to be like, yo, don't say that. Don't say that about her, because that shit's gonna come back and bite you on the ass. Woody was Woody. I got a video on my TikTok where we went to Coney Island that last summer. We hung out. And he's driving and this woman cuts him off. And he's like, fucking bitch. He's like, oh, my bad. Queen. Fucking queen. And I look at him and I'm like, you're learning. You're learning how to change your verbiage, to not put the negative verbiage into your vocabulary so you don't get that shit. Right? So we were trying not to say, I don't want to say it. We would, I'm from New York, so I drop the M-bomb all the time. But for respect of my nieces and my family, I'm really trying to take that word out of my vocabulary, because I understand what it affects. So Woody used to drop it all the time. So I was always having issues with him. I was like, yo, you cannot drop an M-bomb for everything. But yet, we're kids that were raised in projects. And we had black friends. So when he did that in the car, even though he was 52 years old, I saw that he was trying to change his mind frame, and he was trying to do positive things, and he was trying to do podcasts and stuff like that. And my cousin broke up with him because she didn't want to deal with his shit no more. So he had to go back to his mother's house. He was dealing with a lot. He was dealing with the breakup. He was dealing with transitioning to be single. Moving back to his mother's house, assisting her because she was elderly. She was, elderly. She's actually still around. Lost 2 kids. Lost his sister and lost him. The sister died of AIDS. I got another funny story about his sister. We'll talk about that another time. But other than that, that's pretty much my story of Michelle and Woody and the tumultuous relationship that they had and how I fold into it. God bless you both. You're in God's hands now. If you like the story and you like more like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace. So we curated a little coconut water with a croissant, bacon, egg, and cheese. And